I do want to support the Maasai people who showed us incredible hospitality, who welcome us into their village. Oh shit, there's a giraffe right over there. After an amazing experience in the Maasai Mara, we were exhausted, dirty, and in need of a decent meal, and we still had 3 days to go. I wondered if Lake Nakuru and Amboseli were going to be worth the over 10 hours a day in this van for another 3 days. Then we arrived here, Lake Nakuru National Park. If you do a Google image search for Lake Nakuru, you'll see thousands of flamingos grazing along the shallow waters, a sight I was pumped to see in person. But the flamingos are gone. All that's left are a few pelicans. Flooding over the last 6 years has not only significantly expanded the lake, but changed the chemical balance of the water. The extra water has diluted the alkaline levels in the lake, which has reduced the level of algae, which is what the flamingos eat. But even without the flamingos, there's still a lot of beauty here in Nakuru. Magical even. Like the kind of place you might expect to find a passed out princess to kiss, or woodland creatures to sing along with. After another quick driving montage, as night fell, we arrived at the Kumano Camp, just outside Amboseli National Park.
Oh, yeah, sure, I'll help you. Where do you want me to hold it?
To make sure nature stayed outside the tent, we had to make some repairs before we went to sleep. So we're at Kumano Camp, at the base of Mount Kilimanjaro, just outside Amboseli National Park. This is inside our tent, and this is our malaria net situation. It's pretty windy. This tent doesn't necessarily feel like it's the most structurally sound. But I'm gonna try to get some sleep tonight. Good night. The sun just rose here over the Kumano Camp at the base of Mount Kilimanjaro. And we almost missed this because we were so exhausted after 2 days in the Mara, 1 day at Lake Nakuru, and hours and hours and hours of driving in the rickety van. So we almost missed this and decided, hey, let's just stay in Nairobi and skip Amboseli. The living conditions here are pretty basic. We have a tent that was shaking all night with the wind. This sunrise, as it hits Kilimanjaro in the background, is pretty epic. So let's go see what else we can find. It's cool, you wake up in the morning and you see all these tracks. I don't know what animal that was, or that. That's got claws for sure. You can see where it's dug in. I'm not like Bear Grylls or anything, but like, I know enough to know that that is probably something that's not very nice. Certainly not going to make it easier to sleep at night tonight after seeing this morning.
I could watch elephants just be elephants for hours. In fact, I did exactly that. Elephants have the largest brains of any land animal. They spend 16 hours a day eating and maintain close relationships with their friends and family. I've ignored a call from my mom because I didn't want to interrupt the YouTube video I was watching. When it comes to valuing relationships, we're not the most evolved species. The wind was swirling stronger in the valley, so before my lungs were completely filled with sand, we headed back to camp.
Canada man is very healthy.
Good to know. I hope my doctor agrees.
Before our last dinner in Amboseli, we visited the local Maasai Village near the camp. We had some great conversation with our guide. Unfortunately, you won't be able to hear any of it because the wind was so strong. Before we leave the village, we are told they'd like to pray for us. So with heads bowed and every eye closed, they prayed for us. And while I don't know what they said, I can only close my eyes and thank God for this moment and the last 5 days on this incredible adventure.
These 6 days have been exhausting. The food hasn't been the best, though it's been, it's kept us alive. It's been long stretches of terrible roads and terrible traffic and fearing for our life, not in the jungle or in the savannah with the wild animals, but in the wilderness of Nairobi traffic. I do want to support the Maasai people who showed us incredible hospitality, who welcome us into their village. Oh shit, there's a giraffe right over there. Yeah, it's kind of sad. Like, we're going to be trading this now for the busy streets of Nairobi this afternoon. And while we're looking forward to some of the comforts of Nairobi, I guess, that sound is not one I'm going to look forward to trading for anything else in the world.